Everyone loves Super Smash Bros. But what if you don't have a Nintendo console to play on? Well, I got you covered. Here are 10 other platform fighters, or Smash-likes as I like to call them, that you can play right now on PC or other consoles. First up, Rivals of Aether. I first played this game years ago and I was just so impressed. They really nailed the feel of Smash Bros, but in sort of a 16-bit graphical style. The gameplay is maybe a little bit deeper too because you have 3 different attack buttons instead of 2, and it just feels great, it looks great. But you got this cast of characters who are all based on animals for the most part, with like different elemental attacks. You've got a lion that can shoot fire, a killer whale who can shoot water, all kinds of cool stuff. Going back to the game to get footage for this review, I was once again blown away because they had added so many characters from the first time I played it. I think the character roster probably doubled. They're still updating this game. You can still find some online matches. They even added this tetherball mini game mode, which is kind of cool. Got a couple of cameo characters now. You can play as Shovel Knight and Ori. There's a nice single player story mode, or you can play with up to 4 players online and offline. Very cool game. Once again, I highly recommend checking out Rivals of Aether. Alright, next up we have Brawlout. This is another one I played some years ago, and you know what? It's a pretty cool game, but for some reason, I can't quite put my finger on it, but it just doesn't stand out to me as much as some of the others on this list. It just didn't draw me in quite the same way. I mean, it looks nice. It has some cool cameo characters in. You can play as characters from the games Hyper Light Drifter, Guacamelee, and Ukulele. I mean, the Luchador Frog guy is pretty cool. I don't know, yeah, there's just something about it that didn't quite grab me the same as some of these other games, but it's not bad at all. Has a nice single player mode with some sort of bonus stages thrown into the mix, keep things interesting. You can also play with up to 4 players online and offline. Yeah, definitely check it out. This one tends to go on sale really cheaply, and yeah, you might have a good time with it. Alright, next we have Slap City. Now this one's just hilarious. The whole thing just looks like a joke. I mean, look at it. Look at these characters. But the really funny thing is that it is actually really, really good. It just feels good. It's just a whole lot of fun to play. You got a nice single player campaign. You've got multiplayer for 4 players online and offline. And there's even this sports mini game where you have to get a ball in the opponent's goal, all while duking it out. The one downside here is that it doesn't have a lot of characters. That's probably my biggest and really only complaint. There are only a few characters to choose from, but each one is really charming and silly in their own way. And this one too, it has a deeper fighting system than you would expect, and even a deeper fighting system perhaps than Smash because of the 3 different attack buttons as opposed to 2. So there's plenty of room to, get good with each character and just have a good time with it. It's definitely a lot more fun and a lot higher quality than you would expect. In fact, this game did so well that the team behind it went on to develop something of a little bit higher status, which brings us to our next game, and that game is Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl. If you're a 90s kid like me, then this game is going to be full of nostalgia. If you're a little bit older or younger, it doesn't matter. You're going to know some of these characters from the 90s, from the 2000s up to now. You got Ninja Turtles, you got SpongeBob, you got Invader Zim, you got Ren and Stimpy. So many cool characters. Even Garfield was added to the mix recently. Here again, you've got a nice arcade mode for 1 player, or you can play with up to 4 players online and offline. The game just looks great, it sounds great. I know when it came out, it was missing some features like voice acting. People complained and they added it to the game. You got lines from all your favorite characters from the shows. And it just feels really good. It feels like Smash, only you're playing with all these Nicktoon characters from over the decades. This one also features a sports kind of battle mini game also, where you are kicking a ball into your opponent's goal while you're fighting. Really fun stuff. Whether you're a kid or a kid at heart, or you have kids of your own to play with, I think everybody can have a good time with this one. Next we have Indie Pogo. This is a platform fighter with a twist, and that twist is that you have sort of a pogo stick mechanic where you're always bouncing, you're always jumping up in the air. And this might sound annoying, but it's actually a lot of fun. It really sets it apart from other games in the genre. And it's just really well made. You got characters from a whole bunch of indie games. You got games like Shovel Knight, once again, Rivals of Aether, once again, Super Meat Boy, Freedom Planet, Bit Trip Runner. The list just goes on and on and on. I highly recommend checking this one out if you're a fan of indie games in general, or if you're just looking for a fun, party game, platform fighter, whatever. It's a lot of fun, really well done. Graphics look great. It's all pixel art. Yeah, just a really good time. Again, there's single player arcade mode. You can play with 4 players locally and online. Check it out. Next, we have Fight of Animals Arena. Now, this game looks like a joke, and it sort of plays like one too, to be honest. Is this a good game? Not really. Is this a game you could have fun with some buddies? Yeah, I think so. Fight of Animals Arena is a sequel to Fight of Animals, which was more of a traditional, 2.5D fighting game. The sequel takes it into the platform fighter genre, and it supports up to 4 players, locally or online. It features a bunch of these kind of meme-like animals. You got the Swole Doge, you got Egg Dog, bunch of just weird and silly looking animals. And you just duke it out. There's weapons to pick up, there's some interesting stages. It just feels a little bit slow, if I have one thing to say. The characters seem to move a little bit slower than in most of these games, and they just feel a little janky. But, it's a meme game. What do you expect? Not a lot to keep coming back here for, but yeah, you can have a little bit of fun with some friends for a few minutes. Next up is Brawlhalla. Now, this one's a heavy hitter. This game is huge, and I never would have expected it when I first played it years ago. I played it for a few minutes with a couple of buddies who had never played it before, and none of us were impressed. We didn't really get it. Then over the years, I keep seeing how popular this game is, and I'm like, okay, I gotta go back and try this. Ended up getting hooked. I understand now. It's so good, it really is. It's a weapons-based fighter. It's a 2D, free-to-play, online-focused game. Got cross-play between different platforms, huge player base, huge esports following. Very simple gameplay, but so addictive. Like I say, it's weapons based. You got different types of characters who can wield different types of weapons, from swords to bows and arrows to guns to spears, you name it. It's just very fast paced, very fun, very fluid. Each of the characters feel very interesting in their own way. However, there are certain character classes that tend to feel similar to one another. Big cast of characters, and as a free-to-play gamer, you have a pretty generous rotation of free characters. Each week they rotate out with a selection of free characters to play as. And for me, that's been more than enough. Over the course of a week, I'll kind of level up some of these characters and then go on. I mean, leveling up characters gives you more options to customize them, but it's not at all like, you're not at a disadvantage, I would say, as beginner or level 1 character. It's not like that at all. It's not pay to win. It's very, very fair playing field for everybody. If you want to, you can just buy the character pass one time and get access to all the characters. This game too has had a huge amount of crossover characters. You have Rayman characters, you've had Ninja Turtles, G.I. Joe, Assassin's Creed at one point, Lara Croft at one point. Just so many crossovers from other games and other IPs. This game is free to play and it's on basically every platform imaginable. If you haven't played it yet, go download it now. That's all I can say. Moving on. Next up is another free to play game, Rushdown Revolt. Now, I honestly don't know how this game is free, because when I was playing it, I found nothing to buy. I could not find any way to spend real money on this game. Maybe it's me, I'm sure I'm missing something. I must be missing something. But this game impressed me, I gotta say. It has a cool cast of original characters. It has some nice 3D graphics, cool environments, and it seems to have a lot of depth. Each character handles a lot differently from the rest. Got a little single player mode that'll kind of show you the ropes and take you through various kind of training stages. Then you can take it online or play against bots and just have a good time battling it out Smash style. I haven't played this a ton yet. I don't have a lot to say about it other than I was really impressed. I had a lot of fun. and it seems like it definitely needs some more players. So go give it a download, Rushdown Revolt. Next up is Stick Fight the game. This is another one. It strays a little bit from the Smash formula, but it is a platform fighter, and you're playing as these stickmen with kind of ragdoll physics. This one's really has a real emphasis on projectile weapons. There's a ton of different guns in the game. It's just really fast-paced and chaotic. If you get hit once, you're pretty much dead. Each round can only last a few seconds sometimes, and then it just immediately jumps into a new map. It's all random, and yeah, it's just unpredictable, it's hectic, it's crazy. It's pretty fun. It's fun with a few friends, or if you can hop online and find a good match. Definitely some fun to be had here, but my one complaint is that there's no single player mode. You can't even play against bots, there's no story mode, nothing like that, no training mode. You have to play with other people, and if the servers online are dead, then well, good luck with that. Like I say, I've been able to find some games recently, no problem, and you can always play in the same room with other friends, which I think is the best way to play it anyways. So anyways, check it out though, Stick Fight the game. You can usually get this game on sale very cheaply. I recommend checking it out. And I struggled to choose a game for the 10 spot, but I ended up giving it to Duck Game. This one too feels a bit more like Stick Fight than any of the other games on the list, but it is a platform fighter once again, with an emphasis on guns and other weapons. He plays these ducks, and it's hilarious. This is a game from Adult Swim, and yeah, you even have a quack button. You can make the ducks quack, and it just makes me laugh for some reason. You can customize the look of your duck. The single player mode here again is lacking. I mean, there are single player games, they feel more like just training missions more than anything, but there is some diversity to them. Really though, you just want to get in a fight with other people, because that's where the game shines. Playing with 4 other people locally or online. I had a hard time finding any online matches, but they were out there apparently. But yeah, gather some friends and play this, and you'll have a good time, I think. Just blasting each other and yeah, having a good time. It's a goofy game, but it's pretty well done. Sort of an indie sleeper hit for sure. That was 10 games already, I can't believe it. There are many more out there I could have chosen. My Steam library is full of them, so if you want to see more, do let me know. If this video does well, maybe we'll do a part 2. There are more games on the horizon too that are coming out soon, like the big one from Warner Brothers, Multiverses. Can't wait for that one. And yeah, as time goes on, we're going to be seeing more and more of these Smash-like games coming out, I'm sure. Anyways, thanks for watching today. I will see you next time.